Holy is the ultimate gamer. He's earned that name.
Holyone.
A great guy, and his videos are fantastic.
What's new, YouTube? It's Holyone, and these are going to be my top 10 best games of 2021 and games you should buy if you own any of these systems. And to start off this list, at number 10, we have Bravery Default 2 for the PC and Nintendo Switch. Unfortunately, this game runs horrendous on the Nintendo Switch, stuttering 20 FPS with a severe motion blur, but it runs flawless on PC, unlocked frame rates, graphical options. You can check out my performance video on this game. I did not play the previous Bravery Default games, so people could say the previous ones were better, but overall, I like the art style of this game. The turn-based combat is fantastic. The game is not easy by any means. I played it on hard mode, and it can get difficult, especially these battles can, like I did one boss battle, lasted for 40 minutes. So these boss battles can go for a long time, and you got to be tactical with your healing, your casting, and each character has their own class. So you can choose like a class on each character and what certain weapons they can unlock, whether it's a black mage, all sorts of cool stuff. I beat the game in about 30 hours on the story. Definitely worth picking up. You can easily sync. If I just went through the story, if you guys want to do the side content, the side missions, you could sink easily 50 plus hours in this game. I highly recommend Bravery Default 2. It is a fantastic game, and if you can get it on PC, that's where I'd recommend playing it. At number 9, we have Metroid Dread, and I have been waiting 19 years for a 2D Metroid sequel. I beat all the Prime games, 1, 2, 3, on the max difficulty. You guys can check out my top 10 bosses. Metroid Prime 3 on Hyper Mode was insane. I also beat Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, Metroid 2, and Metroid Samus Returns. I think that was a remake on the 3DS. Those are the 2D Metroid games I beat. So I was really looking forward to this game. The game does have some performance issues in certain boss fights, but it runs pretty good. It looks amazing on the Switch. They've added new moves like the slide and the uppercut. And you don't just get the morph ball right away. You literally have to try these new abilities throughout the game. I had no problems with the Emmys. I pretty much avoided them. I know like some pathetic Nintendo gamers died like 300 times to them. I don't know how, but the Emmys weren't the big problem. It was the bosses. You had to learn their attack patterns and master your equipment in order to beat them. And once you did that, the bosses were a cakewalk. I beat the game in about 7 hours on normal. Is definitely worth checking out if you want. Is definitely worth picking up if you own a Nintendo Switch and are a huge Metroid fan. Definitely check it out. At number 8, we have Lost Judgment. Now, I beat the first Judgment game on PlayStation 5 via PS Now. You guys can check that out if you want before playing this one. I beat Lost Judgment on PlayStation 5, and it runs at 60 frames per second mode, which is fantastic since it's an action game. Same creators, the Yakuza games, has the same combat as the Yakuza games with 3 different skill trees. They added a new one in this game. The story is great. It focuses on the aspects of bullying and how that can lead to people, dying, and it ends up with a murder scene, and you have to figure out what's up with the murder. Fantastic story. Lost Judgment has been on sale multiple times Black Friday for $30, which is a steal. If you have PlayStation Now, play the first game, and if you could pick this up for $30 and the first game, I'd recommend playing both of them. They are fantastic games. I think the first one had a slightly better story, but Lost Judgment is no game to sleep on. It is fantastic. At number 7, we have Tales of Arise, which is finally, we got a Tales game after 4 years, and they're on a new graphical engine. The game looks superbly better than the previous versions, like Tales of Arise that was running on PS3, obviously, and PS4. The graphical overhaul is much nicer. The story is fantastic. I beat the game in about 30 hours, but that was skipping the side content. If you guys do the side content, you can easily sink 50 hours into this game. The combat is more simplistic. Some people like that. Some people don't like that. But overall, if you're a Tales fan, I played the games from Tales of the Abyss onwards. Definitely check out Tales of the Abyss, Tales of Arise, my bad. It is a fantastic game if you want to play a JRPG. At number 6, we have Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, exclusive to the PlayStation 5 and showing the power of the SSD. Now, I am a huge fan of all the Ratchet & Clanks. I've beaten all of them, including the signed games like Deadlocked on the Vita and the PSP. I've platinumed pretty much 80% of the games, including this one. I love that they added a new character in Rivet, and the game gives me like Halo 2 vibes where you have like Rivet and Ratchet. You know, like in Halo you had the Arbiter and Master Chief. And the game graphically is phenomenal. It's definitely taking advantage of the PlayStation 5, running at 60 frames with ray tracing on. And you can jump through portals with the SSD. Fantastic work on the tech. Insomniac really knows how to take advantage of the PlayStation 5. The combat is exactly the same. They've added a couple new weapons to this roster of kooky quirkiness. And overall, I beat the game in 8 hours, and Platinum did it in 15 hours. Maybe it's not worth $70, but it's on sale for like $48 if you get the disc version. It is definitely worth picking up. I'd highly recommend it if you own a PlayStation 5 console. At number 5, we have Resident Evil Village. Now, when I saw this game, it was giving me Resident Evil 4 vibes, especially with the castle, Demetrius, and all these other characters in the game, the antagonists. I like the dollhouse that had the horror aspect of it. Same combat as Resident Evil 7. They've added some new weapons. The game looks beautiful. Played on my 3090 4K Max with ray tracing. Simply stunning. They've patched out the stuttering issues in the game, so it runs better if you want to pick it up now. I've seen it go on sale for $30, $15. It's definitely worth picking up. If you like Resident Evil and want to play more of an action horror, it's definitely worth picking up. I beat it in about 8 hours, and I did a no-knife run, and I beat it on the max difficulty. Definitely check out that video I uploaded on that. And at number 4, we have Halo Infinite. Now, you guys know I'm a huge Halo fan. If you follow my channel, I did a live stream of Halo 1 through 4 on Legendary Lasso, all skulls on. That was a painful thing to do, but you guys paid for me to do it. Beat Halo 5 on Legendary. Just beat Halo Infinite on Legendary. Haven't found the skulls yet, but I beat the game in 24 hours. I beat it on normal first, then I beat it on Legendary. And overall, it is definitely better than Halo 5 and Halo 4. It's definitely 343's best game. And they will be releasing future story DLC. That's why it's called Infinite. They hinted in the Legendary ending that they're going to be doing a side thing. Overall, the gameplay is fantastic. I think this might have the best Halo gameplay I've played in a while. All simply due to having the grapple hook. They saw Doom and Shadow Warrior 3, and they're like, let's add a grapple hook. It's just shooters riding grapple hooks, and I love it. I didn't even use vehicles. I just traversed the world, coming across these mini-boss brood scrunts. They're great. They give you, like, super weapons that you can use against enemies, and you can call them at the Warthog site. Fantastic game, and if you got Game Pass, you could play for $1. So if you're a Halo fan, I highly recommend playing Halo Infinite. And if you would just want to try the multiplayer first, that is free to play. At number 3, we have Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I knew this game was going to be good when it came out when I saw the trailers. Tons of people, including the media, were like, this game's going to suck. It's the Avengers game that we don't need. And they were all wrong. And I was right. This game was fantastic. I was like, the studio that's making this isn't the Avengers team. So I already knew it was going to be good. And I played the previous Tomb Raider games. The casting is fantastic. The voice acting is fantastic. The graphics on the consoles, 4K 30, looks very nice. Their 60 frames per second mode does not run very great. But if you have a PC with an RTX card, I played this on 3090. 4K max settings, ray tracing. Oh my god, it's probably the best looking game this year with, so beautiful. So beautiful. It's hard for me to get blown away by graphics because you guys know I play a bunch of indie games, but this game blew me away with the PC game graphics they gave me. Oh my god, it was insane. Gameplay is really good. I know there's some shortcomings. I would have liked to be able to switch between characters, but overall, this game has a fantastic story. I beat it twice. Played it for about 28 hours. Amazing. Definitely play it if you haven't. At number 2, we have Scarlet Nexus. Now, this game was a sleeper hit for me. I thought it wasn't going to be this amazing, but the gameplay in this game is an action JRPG. It has a fantastic combat system. So good. Action game. The story is weird and bizarre, which I love about JRPGs when they're weird and bizarre. And you have 2 storylines. Played the game for about 30 plus hours between both storylines. Fantastic game. You guys should check it out. It is right now. It is on Game Pass, which is a steal. And you can play it on PS5 or Xbox if you want to. Definitely check out this kooky, quirky game. It is definitely worth playing, and I love the cel-shaded art style as well. And now, for my game of the year of 2021 is Monster Hunter Stories 2. Now, this game was a sleeper hit for me because it basically is Monster Hunter Stories Pokemon. And I love Pokemon. And this game is better than Pokemon. I love the art style. Love the cel shaded effect. I sunk 40, 50 hours into the game collecting all the monsters. I love the Monster Hunter games. The story is alright. Story's good, but I played this for the gameplay, and it is addicting as hell. Fantastic game. It is available on Switch. Runs on the Switch, but it runs amazing on PC. Definitely get the PC version. So this is my game of the year, guys. Definitely check it out if you can. And this is going to wrap up my top 10 best games of the year. Definitely pick up one of these games if you're looking at them. This is your boy, Holyone. Ouch!